when you've had somebody who's gone through the birth of all your children with you, right? Your marriage, your divorce, the death of your parents, the death of yourself, the rebirth of yourself, the evolution of herself, the change of herself. You just step back and you're like, damn, like how blessed am I to have that?
Maria Shriver and Oprah Winfrey have spent the last 42 years spiritually connected, as Oprah calls it, and to this day, continue to grow and evolve together. What's the best thing about being this age?
I remember, Oprah, you telling me, like, when you turn 60, people are gonna start treating you different. And I was like, no, they're not. Well, but I started, I think, slowly in my 60s, have started treating myself differently. And started to be kinder to myself.
Oprah, what about for you? What's the best part?
The best thing about Hoda, you want to get to this point. Anything you do, you choose to do it because it's going to bring you pleasure, meaning, enjoyment, fulfill some kind of purpose that you want or desire, but you have nothing to prove. Nothing to prove, because you already proved it.
This after a lifetime of both Oprah and Maria feeling they needed to prove themselves. When you talk about your own mom who was like, you got to go, go, go. What's the next thing? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? I mean, rest, vacation, relaxing was not part of the plan, wasn't part of the routine.
When I have gone to visit Oprah, when I went, she would, this sounds so kind of silly, but she would say oh, here's a cup of coffee I made for you.
I brought the coffee and paper to your door.
And I'm gonna cry. It was so moving to me because that's not how I grew up. Even though I had a very close relationship with my mother, I wasn't mothered in that way, right? And she wasn't mothered in her own way. But I think in a way we have mothered each other.
It was Oprah who needed nurturing in the midst of a career hardship as she transitioned away from her successful 25-year run on The Oprah Winfrey Show to launching the Oprah Winfrey Network.
Every newspaper, everybody was saying you should have kept your day job, the struggling own, what'd you leave the Oprah Show for? It was really a bad time for me. I was taking it so personally, like this personally means that I have failed.
People don't give you any grace space, that it was, a moment where she had to, in a way go back to her grit that built, her career, and people forget that.
Maria supported Oprah then, and in turn, Oprah supported Maria during the most challenging times in her life. What was the most difficult thing you had to let go of in your life?
Probably my marriage. Or my vision of whatever I thought my marriage was.
And prior to that, the loss of their mother.
If you had told me that at the age of 52, I would finally get up the nerve to crawl into bed with my mother, hold her, and tell her that I love her, I would have said, you were nuts.
After my mother passed away, and Oprah had been at my wedding, she was at my mother's funeral, and then she called me right after my mother died and said, I'm going to have a gathering for you. We're going to call it Team Maria. And it was just this really sweet, loving, moment of we're here, we love you, you're going to make it through.
As Oprah and Maria so fondly look back at the 42 years past, they also look ahead together. What's the most recent kind of revelation or life lesson you've learned at this stage in the game?
The last time Maria was here, we were walking around and we were just talking about our lives and the fact that everything that has happened to me, I actually earned it. I'm just so pleased to be in a space where I'm no longer, Maria and I talked about this for a while, no longer having to make decisions that please other people and don't please you.
If I think back, 20, 30 years, I thought I'd be cooked by this time.
Yeah.
Or I thought I'd knew everything there was to know. And I actually feel, so alive at this age. I feel lighter, I feel freer. I am surprised by how awake in my own life I feel. So that, to me, is a godsend. It's a miracle, actually.
I want more.
Yeah, there is more. I'm so glad you said that. More of the conversation will be on Hoda and Jenna.
And for their full chat, Chanel, just go to Making Space with Hoda Kotb, the podcast. You can scan that QR code, or you can search for it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast.
We are back. It is 8:12 with one of our favorites. Come on, the legendary gymnast, my pal Simone Biles. And in the wake of her experience in Tokyo at the Olympics, she is looking to help others feel comfortable about prioritizing their own mental health. And that's why today, Simone is announcing that she is working for the mental health and telemedicine app Cerebral. She is also an investor in that company. We're going to talk to Simone and the CEO, Kyle Robertson, in just a moment. But first, a recap of Simone's journey. Wow. Simone Biles expected to break records at the Tokyo Olympics.
Really just kind of got lost in the air. I've never seen her do something like this.
But instead, Biles broke barriers, withdrawing from most of her slated events after getting a case of the so-called twisties.
I had no idea where I was in the air. You could literally see it in my eyes in the pictures. Like, I was petrified.
She eventually returned to competition, taking home a team silver and bronze for the beam, and winning not gold, but global praise for putting her mental health and safety first.
I have to focus on my mental well-being, and that's what I did.
You sure did. That was brave.
Thank you. It was hard. Working 5 years for a dream and just having to give it up. It was not easy at all.
It has not been an easy few months for the 24-year-old. In September, she attended a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing, speaking out about the failure to stop the sexual abuse that she and other gymnasts suffered from former USA Gymnastics doctor Larry Nassar.
To be clear, I blame Larry Nassar, and I also blame an entire system that enabled and perpetrated his abuse.
Biles persevering past the headlines, now headlining her tour, Gold Over America, hitting the mat once again. And Simone joins us exclusively along with Kyle Robertson, who's the CEO of Cerebral. Good morning to both of you. A big exhale, Simone, just watching that piece on this particular day, on this Thursday. How are you doing?
You know, a lot better. Getting the mental health therapy that I need has been really relieving for me, especially being on the road and being on tour. So I'm really happy to have such a great app to help out with that.
And we're going to talk about that because I want to get to that whole thing in a little bit, Kyle. But I was just reflecting on you at that Senate Judiciary hearing. And I saw you've been carrying that around inside and pushing it down for I don't know how long.
Right.
But in that moment, it just all came out on the table. And it was real and raw, and it was so moving. And I thought as I was watching that, too, I wonder if you've had a moment to reflect on how Larry Nassar's horrible crimes impacted your Olympic experience. Have you been able to, like, connect the dots in retrospect?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. But, you know, over the years, after suppressing so many emotions and putting up a front on a global scene, I think really all of that came to light. And my body and my mind allowed me to suppress all of that stuff for so many years, for as long as it could take. And as soon as we stepped onto the Olympic scene, it's just decided it couldn't do it anymore, and it cracked. And that's what happens. And that's why taking care of your mental well-being and mental health is so important, so that something like that doesn't happen. And, you know, I'm grateful that it wasn't somebody else and it was me, because I know I'm strong enough and I can get back on my feet, and I'm going to be okay with the right help. But it does kind of suck, because I'd worked really, really hard for that. And, you know, it's just hard.
It's really hard. Did you think that he had something to do with it? Like, when I watched you that day, I just looked and I said, that, you know, I wondered about that.
In the moment, I tried to blame myself again, but I knew I couldn't put that blame on myself. And once that happened, all the pieces were put together, and I knew exactly what was going on, why it was happening. And it sucked because, again, I'm on a global stage and everybody has to watch me go through that, and they get to form their own opinion before I even get to voice and say what's going on. So,
well, those panic attacks that you described at the Olympics, like you could feel your heart pounding when you were stepping out there. And then once you came back, you talked again about the panic attacks kind of hitting you at the VMAs when you were stepping out. How do you deal with those emotions?
Now I have different techniques that I can use, but, you know, to go through something like that and to be a voice for all of the survivors and people who want to come forward and talk about their stories, it's really inspiring, but it's hard that I have to go through it because, again, people form their own opinions and I don't really get to say what's going on, so.
Well, has it been weird? I mean, you were the face of gymnastics, and in an instant, you kind of became the face of mental health.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, what a transition for someone who's worked since she was a little kid on just one track, and now it's changed. How have you been handling that?
It's been unique because everybody's journey is unique and different, and going through something like that on a global stage is so crazy. And so I'm trying to navigate that the best way I can while still going out there and putting on shows, which I absolutely love to do because it brings me so much joy. But at the end of the day, I still go through my own set of problems that I have to deal with. So.
Yeah. This GOAT tour that you're on, which is awesome. Do you still get the twisties? Because you're still performing and spinning around.
Yeah, I don't twist. I do double A half outs, which is my signature move on the floor, but that's never affected me. But everything else is just like weighs so heavy, and I watch the girls do it, and it's just, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Is that weird?
Yeah, to do something that I've done forever and just not be able to do it because of everything I've gone through is really crazy because I love this sport so much, but it's hard, I'm sorry. And I don't think people understand the magnitude of what I go through, but for so many years to go through everything that I've gone through, put on a front, I'm proud of myself, and I'm happy that I can be a leader for the survivors and bring courage to everybody speaking up, so I'm happy to be a voice for them, but we go through our own things, and it's hard, but the twisting, once I got back, will come back, but I'm still scared to do gymnastics.
That's hard, honey.
Yeah.
I know. By the way, we had some of the women from the soccer team come in here, and they all talked about how you were the reason that they could speak their voice and they could tell their truth. And I thought that was just so amazing. Like, you don't even realize how many people you're helping, even though you're sitting in this really tough moment. And you've kind of got, so when you're going through these difficult moments, I know your mental health is something that you're paying a lot of attention to.
Yeah.
And do you have things that techniques that you particularly use to get through things? And I'm going to talk to you, Kyle, in just a second.
I mean, the app, for one thing, has been a great thing, and it's worked for me. So happy to have that, like, right in my pocket, take that on the road with me, because that was super important that I started therapy before going on the road. As hard as it was to get started with that, it definitely helps. But along with techniques, I do. I love to take my daily walks. I think fresh air is really good for me, being outside, especially not having like my friends and family close on the road. I try to do like social media decompresses. I don't post as much, but I'm trying to keep in touch with everybody on tour and with the fans and keep them like they're in my lives and every day. And then love a little retail therapy. That never helps.
So many things.
So, yeah, there's a lot of things that I do that have helped me.
And this app, and Kyle, I just want to bring you in, Cerebral. I mean, first of all, to team up with Simone Biles, you hit the jackpot, honey. Sorry, but like
They've been amazing.
and I know you've been amazing, but just real quick, if someone were to get this app, what will they glean from it? What will they take away?
Yeah, so we're soup to nuts online mental health care. So counseling, therapy, medication management for different mental health conditions like anxiety, depression, ADHD, you name it. And we're really about using data science to take wait times to have a visit with a mental health clinician from months to minutes, quite literally, and really just cutting down the barriers to accessing care, whether that be cost or convenience or stigma. And what Simone, what you've done to fundamentally change mental health and how people view mental health and destigmatize it is just so powerful for so many people. I actually, I was watching you in the Olympics in Tokyo, and I was sitting in a hospital bed at the time, and I was dealing with my own mental health challenges, and seeing you, get up there and say, hey, I'm not okay, and I need to stop here. It's going to change so many lives.
Simone, you are a remarkable person, even more today than before. So thank you. We wish you the best of luck. Keep us posted on everything that's coming up in your future.
I will.
Okay, Kyle, thank you. I gotta.
You're welcome. I love you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It's been amazing.
All right. How have you been doing just recently?
I've been doing very well. I had a lot of time during quarantine to self-reflect and learn a lot about who I am. I came out as non-binary in May, and ever since then, it's just felt like my truth has been, living my life as loudly as possible without a care in the world.
Demi Lovato has long lived a life out loud and in the spotlight. From Barney and Friends to Disney, and some 7 studio albums, including this year's Dancing with the Devil, The Art of Starting Over. The album covering a public battle with drug addiction she almost lost.
Demi Lovato hospitalized after an apparent drug overdose.
But now Demi is charting a different path with a new identity. Now, the world gets confused because that's how the world is. The world's like, okay, non-binary. What does that mean? I've known Demi Lovato since I watched her on TV with Barney.
Yes. Well,
so what does it mean?
Her is now a they. And the way that I explain being non-binary to people is, or gender non-conforming is, for me personally, I can't speak to everyone and their experience. When I came to the realization that I am equally as masculine as I am feminine, my masculine and feminine energy are equal, so much so that I may be wearing a dress and heels right now, but I don't identify as just a woman or just a man, and I identify as both. But I do have a lot of grace and a lot of understanding for people that maybe misuse my pronouns. I still mess up sometimes and say, oh, I can't wait to be an aunt one day. And I'm like, wait, what word do I use? And so I think for that one, we're going to use ankle.
Ankle? I like ankle. So when it comes to dating, how does that work?
I identify as pansexual. I'm attracted to human beings, and it doesn't matter what you identify as. I just don't hold myself back from sharing my love with anybody.
Demi is also starting a new project. The subject, extraterrestrials.
This bright light kind of moved in like these weird ways that a plane wouldn't move.
The singer is on the hunt for aliens in a new streaming Peacock channel show called Unidentified with Demi Lovato.
Say hello to Demi.
Basically, we went out there with equipment and meditated and tried to make contact. And you'll have to watch the show.
Oh, come on. So when you say make contact, what does that mean?
When I say make contact, I don't mean like touching fingers with an ET. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by making contact is just by putting the intention out into the universe that you will see something from another world, and then you see something that you can't explain.
So you feel like, I actually believe this as well, that there are other things other than us out there in the universe.
Yes, I do. And I am totally okay with people thinking that I have lost my marbles, but I have seen some things in the sky that I cannot explain.
This past year, the pop star released a new show, new music, a new podcast, a new identity, demonstrating Demi is a master when it comes to the art of starting over. Do you have room for I know you take time for self-reflection, but is there time?
Yes, I definitely take time for myself. Luckily, I'm in a position in my career where I've kind of paid my dues a little bit. I've been around the block, so I don't have to run myself into the ground anymore like I used to when I was first starting out.
And that's where burnout comes. That's when we're limping. That's when we make bad choices. All those things happen when we're on fumes.
Yes, and I was running out of fumes when I made a lot of bad choices in my life before. And now I can say that because I've found balance in almost every sense of the word that feel better. I don't know. I feel like I'm in a great place.
Demi also talked about keeping so much private early on, including bullying and an eating disorder, and then oversharing after a public breakdown. Of course, that opened Pandora's box of questions and stories. So now Demi's decided to be more selective, sharing only what could help someone else.
That's good advice.
And by the way, Unidentified with Demi Lovato begins streaming today on Peacock. For more of our conversation, you can check out today.com.
Good conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Long before Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was a larger-than-life entertainment icon, he was known as Little Dewey from Hawaii. What were you like as a little kid?
I was a pain in the butt is what I was like as a little kid. I was rambunctious. I was just full of energy. But for the record, because the world is watching, I came out of the womb and I slapped the doctor and I said, listen, I am here. And they started playing Bad to the Bone in the hospital room. I'm kidding.
An only child, Dwayne's parents struggled to make ends meet and were evicted from their apartment.
Maybe 2-3 months we would pick up and move. So stability wasn't really a cornerstone of my life when I was a little boy. Living paycheck to paycheck and trying to balance that out as a kid and as a teenager. Multiple arrests when I was a teenager, trying to stay on the right path.
Dwayne eventually found his home playing football at the University of Miami before following in his father's footsteps and pursuing professional wrestling. Like your dad didn't want you to go into the business, because he was like, son, look around, look where we live. I want more for you.
This was one of the anchoring reasons why we had such a complicated relationship. I was dead set on becoming a professional wrestler once I felt like my football career was over and done. But we had the biggest fight between a father and a son over this, and essentially, you're right, he said, look around. Look what I have after all these years, and I want more for you. Finally, after my mom said, let me talk to you, husband. Let me talk to you about how this whole thing is going to go down. And then he said, okay, I'll train you.
With several championships under his belt, Dwayne dabbled in acting before leaving the ring in 2004 to make movies full-time.
Got a little double back here, Shaw!
Today, his films have grossed more than $10 billion worldwide. Now, the father of 3 is starring in a new NBC sitcom called Young Rock, which kicks off with Dwayne running for president in 2032.
Dwayne Johnson for the 2032 U.S. presidential race.
Are the people ready?
They are not ready, but they need to see it.
First thing out of the gate, basically you're doing an interview, you're asked to run for president. Is this something that's even on the horizon, or is this part of the comedy?
Well, there's 2 answers here. I'll give you the A side. The A side was, what is a creative way that we can infuse me into the show? And then I thought, well, I was a little reticent because I thought, well, do we want to toy with politics here during this time? But then I went back home and of course I talked to Lauren, and Lauren said, oh, I think it's a great idea. You should do it and, have fun with it.
Young Rock tells the real-life stories of 3 defining chapters in Dwayne's life.
Mom, listen to this crowd. Dad is over. He is. They love him.
What does your mom think of the sitcom? Has she seen it?
Hoda, she loves it. She can't get through any of these episodes without crying because it's so searing for her when she watches all these moments that were hard. When we put this whole thing together, she goes, okay, I got it. On who should play me, who you should cast. And I said, who? Tell me. I said, but before you say who, I said, Mom, it's got to be authentic. She goes, yeah, absolutely. That's so important. Authenticity is so important. That's why you need J-Lo. Oh, she was so serious about that. She's like, you're friends with her. Make it happen.
Hey, Romeo and Juliet, pay attention. We've got gladiators in the ring.
Dwayne Johnson is the winner tonight.
Actor Joseph Lee Anderson plays Dwayne's dad, Rocky, who passed away unexpectedly 1 year ago. Joseph, this is a big deal, man, because The Rock knows exactly what his dad was all about. You're filling those shoes. Did you feel any pressure at all?
I did coming into the role, but then once me and Dwayne had a chat, all that pressure went away. He told me the big selling point was he was like a really charismatic guy, and he made everybody around him just feel like $1 million.
Dwayne, when I was watching this and saw your father, I was just thinking how this must have been just kind of surreal, reenacting portions of your life with a man playing your dad during your childhood. What was it like for you?
It was exactly that, Hoda. It was so surreal. We had a very complicated relationship. Now, he was really tough on me, but yet an amazingly wonderful friend. to everyone around him that he loved me with the capacity of which he had, the capacity of which he could. And he was proud of my accomplishments. He would be very, very proud of this. And he would, more importantly, really be proud of the performance that Joseph gave.
Joseph, what was it like? I mean, a lot of people look at The Rock and say, well, he's a tough guy. I know he's a little bit of a softie. What was he like?
We'll end a tough guy. I love how you just threw that in there. It's a little softie.
Give it to me, Joseph. What you
I'm
got?
a girl
What was
dad.
he like?
I'm a girl dad. I got it.
He was great. It was like talking to one of the boys. I was going into it. I was like, all right, you got to be professional. Don't fanboy, but that only lasted so long.
Now, the big screen action hero hopes that sharing a slice of his childhood will serve as inspiration for others. When your girls watch this, when they get probably a little older, what do you hope that they leave with when they watch an episode?
First thing is just be entertained. And number two, life is tough, life is beautiful. I just want to share the lessons, and maybe this might help a family or two out there go, you know what, we're going through the same thing right now, and thank you for sharing that.
You can catch the series premiere of Young Rock. That's tomorrow at 8/7 Central, right here on NBC.
It's 8:30. It's Tuesday morning. We're out here on the plaza where the Olympic spirit is alive and well. Fully vaccinated fans here and ready to party. And all of us, every single one of us, hanging on every word of this good conversation you're having with Team USA Gymnastics.
I can't believe this. I am so excited. You guys, look at these Olympians. We got Simone, Suni, Jordan, Grace, Jade, and Michaela. Guys, it's so good to see you. Since you guys are going home, you're done with the competition, the masks are off, just so people are wondering what happened. Simone's grabbing hers. She's got hers. Simone, I think one of the things that these Olympics did was it sort of put mental health on the forefront, on the front burner. I know that was not your intent. It's just how life rolled out. But I don't think people think about mental health. They think about just get your courage up, get your guts up, and go do it. But it's not that.
Yeah, it's not. And at the end of the day, we're not just athletes or entertainment. We're human, too, and we have real emotions. And sometimes they don't realize that we have things going on behind the scenes that affects us whenever we go out and compete.
Well, you know what's funny? I know how strong you are because I know you, and I know what you've been through in your life.
Yes.
And I've watched all the things you've been through, and you're there back straight. You're always there back straight. So when that day happened, when you decided not to compete, I knew it had to be crushing.
Right.
For you not to compete.
It wasn't an easy decision, so it hurts that people were like, oh, she quit or she did this, because I've worked 5 years for that. Why would I quit? Like, I've been through so much over the past couple of years in the sport. Like, I just don't quit. That's not what I do. But the girls could see it, and I knew that they would get the job done, and that's exactly what they did. So they won silver.
I think that other point was brought home, too, that it's about being injured. It's about getting lost in the air and hurting yourself. And I think people didn't understand that either.
Yeah, because it's not something they could physically touch or see. It's inside of my head. So it's like they can't get a grasp of it because they can't see it. So I get that was hard. But for me, it's like I have to take a step back and work on myself.
Was that the first time that it happened to you, Simone?
Yes, because most of the time I feel like I push things under the rug and I just kind of go along with it. But it was something bigger than me in that moment.
Yeah. Jordan, I know y'all are super tight. Were you worried about Simone?
Kind of, yeah. I was more devastated because, like she said, she's been working so long for this and she's not a quitter. And feeling that emotion that she had deep down was something that I did not want to feel because she's amazing herself. And I was just very, very sad that in that moment that's what she had to do. But, you know, like she said, we all pulled together and we put everything down and was just like, we got this, and we had to do it for her.
Did you know you were loved this much?
I honestly had no idea. After team final or so, we went to the village, and I honestly expected to feel a little bit embarrassed, and people were still coming up to me saying how much I meant and I've done for them in their world, and that was just the craziest feeling ever. In that moment, I was like, okay, there's more than gymnastics and medals.
There's more than gymnastics and medals. I remember when I interviewed you guys after you won the silver, and I said you were a coach, and you said, I'd rather be that.
Yeah.
Did you, I mean, were you serious?
In that moment, I felt like yes, but I was also the biggest cheerleader, so it felt really good. Maybe one day, I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm just going to take it day by day.
Yeah, I did wonder if if we were going to see you compete again.
Yeah, I definitely am going to take some time and let this Olympics sink in, because I don't think I felt like I did that after 2016. So I'm going to let this sink in. We have tour after this, Gold Over America. We'll be going to 35 cities, so I'm super excited about that. So we'll just see.
Jade, wow, girl, come on. We were watching you on that floor, and it was like magic. It was like there was like a magic wand, and it just hit you. And I remember you the day before, and that was probably maybe one of your worst days competing, and you went from the worst to the best. How did you turn that corner?
Yeah. Vault finals was definitely one of the worst days of my life. I was just really disappointed. But I had my wonderful teammates and my dad just telling me to let it go for the moment, and that I could turn the worst day into the best day. Wow, well, you did it. Suni, you just had a home run Olympic Games. You must be going home proud. I bet you that dad is waiting for you. Tell me what you're going to say to him when you see him.
Just going to say thank you for always supporting me. He's always been my #1 supporter, so I'm just really excited to see him and put that gold medal around his neck.
Well, you guys, I can't tell you how great it was being there in the stands cheering you on. I mean, I'll never forget this Olympic Games either. I know it wasn't about me, but I loved every single second of it. America is proud of you.
Thank you.
And you did it. You did it. You did it. You guys, thank you. All right. Oh, we got food? Hungry. Oh, yeah. Do y'all want some sushi? Do you guys want No, they don't like it.
You don't like sushi?
I don't like fish.
No, they don't like it.
There you go.
Well, we don't want anyone getting sick. You can,
we'll order some
here,
pizzas, too.
We'll get more.
What's on top of that? Is that sprinkles?
That's roe. Did you say that?
Do you not want it?
Wait, I'll straight.
There you go. There you go.
We'll sort it out.
Sprinkles.
It's eggs or something.
Fish eggs.
Fish eggs.
Yeah,
Enjoy.
fish eggs.
Okay, we'll get you something better. Okay, you guys, thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.